Hey guys, my name is Brett Williams, and this is my presentation of the eruption of Mount Vesuvius. So the eruption of Mount Vesuvius took place on the west coast of Italy in the year 79 AD, and as you can see here in this little picture, it took place on the west coast right around there, and this is a blown up version. And the eruption happened right here at the mountain, and this smoke plume was where it was affected. And the biggest city that was affected was Pompeii, Italy, and I'll be describing more about what happened during then. Okay, so Mount Vesuvius is located above a subduction zone, and as you can see to the picture on the right, it was the African plate that actually subducts under the Eurasian plate, and there was a little slab window that had formed when the part of the lithosphere detached, forming that slab window, and there was about 150 or so miles of magma that went up to form Mount Vesuvius. And as you can see in this little picture on the left, or on the right rather, this line from A to B is basically this picture right here. This is part of Europe and that's part of Italy, and that's about 150 miles up in from the earth, and that's where Mount Vesuvius formed. And part of the Eurasian plate over here, and then the African plate subducts under, which is a convergent boundary. And as far as the human and environmental impact, pretty much all the people inside of the city died, either from the debris or from suffocation, like from the ash or the smoke. And there was a total of about 16,000 people that died from around other cities, plus near the area. And there was obviously the plants and animals in the area died too from obviously the ash and smoke. And there was actually some earthquakes that was felt a couple days before the eruption, but they were ignored because earthquakes are so common in that area. They didn't really think too much about it. And here's some other fun facts about Mount Vesuvius. As you can see on the left, it's a picture of the most recent eruption, which was March 1994 during World War II. And this is actually a picture taken from one of the planes. And to the right, you can see that a aerial view of the city of Pompeii. And the cool thing about it is it was preserved by ash that was about 19 feet thick. And the people that have excavated it, or the scientists that have excavated it, have been able to keep the city pretty much exactly what it looked like back in 79 AD. So we get a good picture of what it was during that time. And then also down at the bottom, there was an author named Pliny the Younger who recorded what he saw when he wrote it down. And he actually lived like on the other side of Italy, of the bay. And nowadays we call these types of eruptions that happen Plinian eruptions, which is named after Pliny the Younger. And during excavations since about 1750, there's been over 1,000 bodies that have been found and casted, much like the ones we see here in the picture. And it's an unfortunate thing we can see the exact positions that these people were in when the volcano erupted and suffocated them, basically. Here's another cool painting that was made just outside the city walls of Pompeii. It was in a villa, or at the Villa of the Mysteries, and it was a special painting that they used to make called a Fresco. And I just found it really cool that this was pretty much perfectly preserved, and they uncovered it, and it was preserved just like it was drawn back in 79 AD. And here's the references for the information and pictures that I found.